Here we go. All right, folks. So I'm here again. This is RichardDAbreuJr, and we are having another Tuesday night talk. I'm just waiting for some folks to come on here, and hoping that we'll have some good things to talk about. In the background, that is, for those of you that remember, that is my song, Only Want to Serve You, which has become kind of a fan favorite over the years. This time I decided to kind of put some music on in the background, just kind of keep myself going. I know that this is election day. That's probably what's on a lot of people's minds. Let me see here. All right. I'm going to try. Okay. There we go. All right. So, Instagram folks, how are you doing? Facebook folks, how are you doing? YouTube folks, how are you all doing? This is an interesting time in our history, and it's just time to pray, Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of vibe on the music here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Instagram is telling more people that I'm on live. All right, and let's see. Also, for those of you that are going to be watching it later, I hope that you will follow our schedule. We're going to be doing things basically 6 out of 7 days. We're going to be doing Movie Mondays, where we do a clip from various moments in Jazz in the Spirit. We're going to be doing Tuesday Talk. That's where we're here now. We're going to be doing Wednesday Afternoons, which is where we have news articles or various interactions of Jazz in the Spirit in the media. We're going to have Thursday Perks, where we really focus on spreading the word about sales and trying to push sales specifically. And then, of course, about Friday Night Inspiration. We're going to be continuing to do that. And also Saturday Sentiments. Saturday Sentiments are the times that we reflect on just various things related to the vision of Jazz in the Spirit and the mission of Jazz in the Spirit, to bring together people of different backgrounds and tastes and symbolically create community by bringing them together and inspiring them to make a positive difference in this world. So we hope that you all will take advantage of all that. Definitely looking for supporters in this journey. It's not easy. It's not easy to do what we do, especially as independent artists. But it's important that we stick together and that we help each other so that we can all rise together. All right? How does that sound? Okay. Let's give him a couple more minutes. And then also, what I might just do is start in with the, with the content that I had in mind to share, so people can look at it as a video, because it might just be, hey folks, rapt attention is focused on that TV, just watching to see how the election results are coming in, and it's hard for them to concentrate on anything else. But I'm not gonna lie to you, for me, I'm gonna need to stay on my grind regardless of who gets elected. So that's why I'm here. I'm here working, trying to advance this project. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started, and then I can tell people about it later on, and they can certainly join in and watch later on. So first, let me share something. This I'm always advertising something. This T-shirt is a little souvenir from Myrtle Beach. We My wife and I went there for our anniversary a few years back, and it was really, really nice. Myrtle Beach is beautiful, and we stayed at this hotel called the Landmark, which was really nice. It's got this kind of green motif going on, and so this was just a nice souvenir from that year. This hoodie is very comfortable. I can wear it when it kind of gets a little cooler as it's doing now in the fall. And then also, this is my little cup. Uh, Company called ICMA-RC that handles retirement securities and stuff. They've hired Jazz in the Spirit several times to play for some of their corporate events, or me personally. So I appreciate that. So everything has a purpose. So here's the deal. With the exception of the folks out west, the polls are basically closed now. So whoever you voted for is who you voted for. And whatever's going to happen is what's going to happen. I hope that everybody did vote. I hope that you did not feel apathetic as some people did 4 years ago and think that your vote didn't matter. It definitely matters, especially now. But at the same time, I never want Jazz in the Spirit or, these broadcasts to be tied to any particular political candidate. Because honestly, they've got people working day and night for their social media campaigns. I only have me. So I really want to focus on just lifting people up. The other thing is, no matter who gets elected, like I said before, I'm gonna stay on my grind. I'm gonna be continuing to work. I'm gonna continue to push this album, and I want everybody to know about it. So that's gonna happen regardless. The grind don't stop, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So the other thing is, I respect that this is a diverse group, and there are people who will share different views, and that's fine. And I also know that there are some people who come to Jazz in the Spirit to take a break from all the drama that's going on out there, and I respect that too. So I never want you to feel, well, I always want you to feel that this is a safe space, and that you can just let your hair down, you can relax, you can be soothed, you can be lifted by this music, because that's my whole goal. And I hope that always continues. So the other thing is that there's some things that I wanted to let you all know that are going on during the course of this week, which, I guess my little music just stopped. It's all right. Might be for the better. Oh no, there we go. That's it's the beginning of the 23rd Psalm. Yeah. Like, why are you talking over your own album? Well, it suits me too. But that's that's my New York pastor, Dr. Gary Simpson, who I was very grateful helped me out on this project. So listen, last week we had 9 people on my very, very first Tuesday talk. And I'm appreciative of those 9 people. I'm going to call them by name just because I won't do that every week, but I just really appreciate that they took time to share in that very first one. I had Dr. Tony McNeil, who's now based in South Carolina. We had 2 of my former students, David Langford and Elder Joseph Thompson. We had Brother Chacon from Minnesota. We had my old friend Deborah from New York. We had my sister Davida, and we had cousins Christina out there out west, my parents, my wife, and like I said, I didn't say, but a couple of years ago we celebrated our anniversary in Myrtle Beach. This last time we celebrated it, it was just the 29th of October. So yay, happy anniversary. 26 years. This time we went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oops, sorry, my little notes. We went to Tulsa, Oklahoma to watch our son play football. And it was great to go out there. And we also stayed at a historic hotel, the Campbell Hotel, which is on the famous Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Yeah, that same highway. It was nice. It was really nice. We made it back safely, thank God. So listen, and also I told y'all I had an online service for church, Fourth Baptist. We had our Women's Day service this past Wednesday, and that was really cool too. This past Sunday, and that was really cool too. So this week, I hope that you will get to check out. If you didn't get to look this past Monday, yesterday, I was on a show called Babby's House, which is hosted by national gospel artist Miss Babby Mason, and it was really nice. Did the recording earlier in November when I was down there in Atlanta in South Carolina, but they just broadcast it yesterday. And the strange thing was, as I was coming to the end of the second song, Only Want to Serve You, it just cut off. The video cut off, the audio cut off, everything cut off. So I don't know what happened, but hopefully there'll be a video up on YouTube pretty soon. You can go to, it was WATC.tv. You can also go to WATC-57, which is on Facebook and also on Instagram. So hopefully you'll check that out. I think the songs went pretty well. I did Look and Live as well as Only Want to Serve You. Then let's see. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. I made a note that I wanted to thank my publicist, Miss Andrea Renee Williams, because she put the whole thing together, and I really, really appreciate her. She's also a talented singer, and she is a Berkeley alum, just like me. And she set that whole mini tour up for me. So it was a wonderful experience. I got to meet some great people, and let's get that reminder out of here. Got to meet some great people, make some new friends, and hopefully create some opportunities going forward. So that just happened yesterday. And then at the end of this week, on Friday, I'm going to do an interview with a lady named Lady Charmaine Day. She's a pastor, an author, and a mental health advocate. And she has a show called Taboo Talk, which I guess is kind of keeping it 100 kind of talk about mental health, about just wellness in general. And we're going to talk some about the real side of being an independent musician, artist, releasing a project, especially in the era of COVID. So it should be a good conversation. It's going to be aired. Oh, hi, Dr. Kim. Um, yeah, Fridays are the main broadcast. That's on Friday, this coming Friday at 7:30. But right now, I'm in the middle of a social media campaign, so I'm basically doing different things each day. So today is what we call my Tuesday talk. Uh-huh. Yeah. So thank you for being here. And the idea here is to just let everyone know what's going on during the course of this week as far as Jazz in the Spirit goes. And yesterday I was on a program called Babby's House, which is hosted by national gospel artist Miss Babby Mason. So that was on a station called WATC.TV. And it should be on YouTube probably pretty soon. The other thing is that this coming Friday, I'm going to be not in the evening, but in the morning, afternoon. I'm going to be doing an interview with a lady named pastor named Lady Charmaine Day. That's her, kind of out there public name. But she's going to be talking to me about being an independent artist and all that kind of stuff. And it won't be broadcast until Saturday, but I'll put it up there on my page. So just keep checking. There's always going to be something going on. But thanks for being here. But just so you know, this Friday I will be doing another Friday Night Inspiration at 7:30. So definitely join in. I hope Mr. and Mrs. Allen can also join us if they're able to. That would be great to know that they're on there. So I'm just going through my other notes about the stuff that's been going on lately in terms of Jazz in the Spirit and keeping everybody abreast. So let's see here. Okay, so for this week, basically, there's a couple of things that I'm trying to do. I want to increase the engagement of the people who are on these pages. For example, on my Facebook Jazz and Spirit page, I have about 986 people who have liked that page. But I'm only averaging maybe between 5 and 10 people who respond to the posts. So I'm looking for more people to do that. Sometimes they say that Facebook has these algorithms that don't allow everybody to see the posts when you put them up there because they're trying to get you to pay for advertising, which I don't really want to do. It's enough. They get enough from me from just inviting all my friends and taking my business on there. So, but I'm constantly posting stuff, Dr. Kim. So anytime you get the notion, just check one of the pages and there'll be something happening. Then, let's see. I'm looking for my Instagram folks. I have probably about 450 or so people that are following me on Instagram. I'm looking for more of you to participate in what's going on and kind of get actively engaged, because the whole thing about being an independent artist is that your fans, your supporters, literally drive the sales. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So I'm looking for more of you all that are on Instagram, looking for more of you to come on. And then on YouTube, my YouTube folks, I think I have about 119 folks on there who are subscribers. And I'm looking for you all to, there's a little bell, there's a little alert bell that you can click on when you subscribe. And what I would like for you all to do on YouTube is to hit that bell. And what that does is that alerts you anytime that I'm getting ready to go live on YouTube. So if you do that, you'll always know, and then we can be more engaging. So, so just more engagement in general. Then there's also the issue of emails. What I'm trying to do is to galvanize the people from the various social media outlets into one group. Kind of like, if you have a church with 5 locations, at some point you want to have a joint service. Put everybody together, like for Easter or something like that. So the email list would enable me to do that. So what I'd like to do is, you don't have to put your email like in the public. I know, it's a very private thing, but you can email me at, and I'll just say it slowly, info, info at jazzandthespirit.com. That's probably the easiest one to remember. And you can also send a private message to me with your email address, because what I'd like to do is to send a message out that's not dependent on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or any of the social media outlets. We can go straight to you, because if for whatever reason one of their system goes down, it gets hacked or something strange like that, I don't want that to interfere with us being able to communicate. So that's the other reason for wanting the email. Then I've been talking for a while about wanting to have a kind of e-newsletter, talking about people who make a difference, because I want to encourage that kind of behavior, especially in this time that we're living in. So by all means, send the stories in. Dr. Kim, I know you're impacting young people's lives all the time, and we want to celebrate that, because that's extremely important. You're making a difference every single day, and we salute you for that work. So those are the kinds of things that we want to do, and there are lots of different ways to make a difference in someone's life, but this music is all about that. It's all about encouraging people to do just that. So let's see. Last week, Dr. Tony McNeil was on here, and he's since given me a shout out on his social media, the Call to Worship, and I do appreciate that. He advertised my Friday Night Inspiration. Definitely appreciate that, Dr. Tony. So let's keep it going. Let's keep supporting each other. Okay, so now I'm going to shift a little bit to talk a little bit about the industry. Okay, so my publicist, Miss Andrea Renee Williams, told me that she spoke to Pastor Ben Tankard this week. And he is, for those that don't know him, he is pretty much considered to be the father of what we call gospel jazz today, in terms of being one of the first ones to use that term, kind of being a pioneer in that whole thing. So he's been very successful in his career. He used to play professional basketball and NBA and so on. Now, what he told her, because they're friends, is that there really are not radio promoters right now that specialize in gospel jazz. So that's not surprising, because this is a niche market, but we heard it straight from the source. This is a guy who would be the expert on the subject. So what he does is he hires radio promoters to service his product to the smooth jazz radio as well as to gospel radio. And he's found that some of the same people who like to listen to gospel radio also like smooth jazz. So he's able to get some cross-pollination there with those. But the only thing about that with me is that those two are not the only styles of music that I do. I also do what they call straight ahead, traditional sounding jazz with the upright bass and acoustic piano and all that stuff. So, I do that, and I also have a couple of songs that would fall into what we call like world beat, which is like, music that comes from other cultures, but has something that's satisfying to the American ear. So songs like I Am, La Pureza del Amor de Cristo, Count Your Blessings. Some of those have a very, kind of ethnic flavor, if you will. So they may not make it on the typical commercial radio stations. But the good thing is that, like I have a song called Superhuman that just played a little while ago that says, you don't have to be superhuman to be a Christian. So you don't have to be superhuman to be a Christian, right? But then this is my new word that I just made up. It says, you don't have to have radio airplay to sell albums. No, all you have to do is have folks to listen and to buy and download your songs. So what I mean is that it's not necessary to have, it helps, definitely helps to have radio, but it's not the only way to go, especially in 2020. You can go directly to your people. It takes more work, and you have to do things like put up, content all the time so that people see what you're doing and you can reach wider degrees of people. But it can be done, and there are people doing it all the time. So I hope that you all would be supporters of mine in that way. So there are different things that you can do. Some people have said that they're going to post Jazz in the Spirit on their social media pages, and I appreciate that. Others have purchased albums from last week to this week. I think there were maybe about 3 or 4 people who purchased the album or who downloaded it or streamed it. So I'm definitely appreciative of all that. But Dr. Kim, this would be a good time for me to put you up on the goal that I've been sharing with everyone. And it's an ambitious one. But I know ambition doesn't scare you either because you've been very successful. What I'd like to do, my album was released on Juneteenth of 2020. What I would like to do is to have 10,000 units sold, downloads, streamed, or whatever by June 18th of 2021. Okay, so that means it's a lot of work between now and then, but I believe it is attainable. And the reason for my wanting to do that is not just revenue, but also to credibility from the industry. Because as I said, this is a niche market and it doesn't get a lot of love on radio. But if we can demonstrate that there is a verifiable, documentable market for this music, then we can do a lot more. We can have radio stations that specialize in this music. We can have venues that specialize in this music. We can have, space in the stores for people when folks go to the stores to buy a record. I know that's, fast. It's fading away, but there are still stores that sell albums. And we'd like to be able to have a little gospel jazz section or something in there. So, but we can't do that without people saying, okay, listen, we want this music. So that's where supporters come in. I said before, my people who make a difference kind of list is what I would like to use to encourage people to continue to make a difference in other people's lives and different spheres of influence where they are. And for a few people, this isn't going to be for everybody, but this was a suggestion that actually came from my dad, was to ask people if they would be willing to take the responsibility, just like, when we have ad books for special days at church, all right, I'm going to be responsible for so-and-so number of pages in the ad book. Well, if someone would, or some people would be willing to pledge that they will be responsible for moving so-and-so number of units, like whether that be physical CDs, whether that be downloads or streams. Like, all right, during the month of November, I'm going to be responsible for 20 sales, adding 20 sales to the Jazz in the Spirit. And I'd be very, very happy to incentivize that with whatever I could do to sweeten the deal. But yeah, I'm serious about this thing. It's not just about me. It's about all the artists that do this music that have been working so hard, who have been coming up the rough side of the mountain, but whose wonderful music never sees the light of day. So I believe it could be a game changer, and I'm confident and have faith that the Lord will strengthen us to do it. So, oh yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Kim. I really appreciate it. Okay, so Wes, we'll see you soon, and thank you for stopping by. And then let's see here. Another idea that that I would like to float from you all is the idea of crowdfunding. This is something I was just talking to Andrea about earlier today. And that's, you've heard of campaigns like GoFundMe, or they have other ones, Kickstarter, and I think there's another one called Indiegogo, which is specifically for independent artists, that allow you to basically people to, seed money essentially into the projects that you have. It's it's a little. Some people don't like to do it because it's humbling. It makes you feel like, oh, I'm begging people or whatever. But it all just depends. It depends on how you look at it. But the way I look at it is, I'm working, and so if I'm working, then it's okay for people to pay for my work, and to pay to support me to do things because I'm working. If I weren't working, then I'd be something else. But I work very, very hard to get this stuff going. And so that's just an idea. I wanted to get your thoughts about that. So you can send me messages and tell me, Richard, I love you, but I just can't do that. Or might you say, oh yeah, let's go. What you need? How much you need? And listen, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I already told you about the albums, but something that I've been wanting to do for a while is to buy some more professional instruments. My alto is my baby. That's my alto sax. It's a 1965 Selma Mark VI. It's practically priceless to me because it's an antique. They don't make them anymore. But it sounds wonderful. It's older than me. But I have a soprano sax and I have a tenor sax that are both kind of more intermediate level. So although, I love them and I do the best I can with them, they don't sound nearly as good as my alto. And I would love to be able to purchase professional level instruments and just be able to make better recordings. So in my performances, for my next CD, I would love to be able to do that. So these instruments are costly. A new horn could be $5,000-$6,000. A Mark VI tenor, like the same brand that I have for my alto, because it's bigger, it could be close to $10,000. And that's nothing to sneeze at, even if your CDs aren't really selling. So those are two things. And then there's also this convention that's called the NAMM show, NAMM. If you're a musician, you probably have heard about it already. If you're not, maybe not. But it's one of those places where musicians go often to try out new gear, the hottest new stuff that's coming out each year technologically, or new instruments that they're trying out on people. So those are three things that I would like to do the NAMM show is also a place where a lot of musicians go to get endorsement deals. And by that, I mean, you meet with an instrument manufacturer and you share with them what you've been doing in your career. You got albums out, you got a well-established audience. You're performing on tour, you're doing professional activities with this one or that one. And you let them know that this is, basically that they can make money off you by advertising their product through through the medium of your work. So obviously, now that I'm doing social media 6 days out of a week, I could definitely do a lot of advertising, just like I've been doing. Been telling you all about the hotel where I stayed, telling you about where we went to visit, my little mugs and everything. I'd be happy to do it. Like, for example, I already said that I have a Summer Mark 6 alto sax, and it's the love of my life. So something that would be great for me is to endorse Selmer saxophones, because they're incredibly well made and they have a long lasting reputation. They're very durable. You can play thousands and thousands of performances on them and they still hold up and they still sound great. So that would be something I would love to do. In terms of keyboards, my favorite keyboard right now is made by the company Nord. And so I have one and I really like it. But if another company wanted to make me an offer or something like that, I'd listen to what they wanted to say. Then there are ancillary things like saxophone reeds, mouthpieces, instrument cables, electronic recording equipment, and so on. There are different things, but being able to go to the NAMM show is one of the ways in which you can be seen by these people and try out the new stuff that's out there, forge relationships, etc. So I would like to be able to go, but again, there's a significant cost to it. It's just right now, with the other things that I have going on, it's just difficult to be able to do that as well as keep the normal things that I have going on here in town. So yeah, that's where things like crowdfunding would come into play. If you guys would be amenable to the idea, because of course, if you're not, then it doesn't matter what I say. So just think about that. And then there's another website that we just found out about today called Patreon, Patreon, which is basically, I guess you could call it a patronage website or app. So people subscribe to you as an artist, like they do monthly subscriptions for the museum of this or the foundation or that, and it gets them, and those kinds of things. They get discount tickets, they get exclusive deals to come in, members only kind of things, and all that, and special connections with the art that's going on. So if you all are amenable to that idea, I'd love to explore it further. And there's certainly, like I said, I've got over 350 songs I've written. You've only heard a few of them, but I would love to share more of that with you. I would love to, let you know more about the creative process, what's going on, and for you all to get to know each other and network and find ways to promote what it is that you do. So all of those are possible through sites like that. And the good thing about monthly subscriptions is once you get it started, you don't really have to, you just set it up like an auto pay and your thing, and then you just let it go, and you don't have to keep remembering, or somebody's keep hitting you up all the time. So just think about it and let me know what you think. Like I said, you can send me a private message, send me an email to info@jazzinthespirit.com. Or, when we do our other talks, you can let me know. Then I wanted to just say thank you to the folks who have been some of my top fans and some of my main supporters. Like on Facebook, Miss Lois, you know who you are. Miss Leatrice, Sister Edmonds, Mr. Phil Bingham, I call him Dr. Phil. Certainly my family, all y'all. Andrea, my publicist, my other adopted sister, Corinne, Stix and Davita, and y'all's family, the different church families that I've had the pleasure to serve, Fourth Baptist, Second Baptist, all the other ones, Concord, just so many. But you all have been a real blessing to me, and I thank you for just being there. And then last but not least, I wanted to remind you that we will be doing a Friday night inspiration this week. I don't know what kind of mood will be prevailing by that time. I'm still in prayer about that. But whatever the outcome, we were going to be holding a Friday night inspiration this Friday at 7:30 p.m. just for an hour. And I hope that, if nothing else, you can use that to take a break, kick back, listen to some soothing, uplifting music that just comes from my heart to yours. And I hope that you all will join. I hope you will continue to support it. It takes a lot of work to put that together, and I definitely could use your support. So please continue to check back. Tomorrow we're going to have our Wednesday afternoons. I'll post it by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. On Thursday, we're going to be doing our Thursday perks. I believe I'm going to do that for an hour from 6 to 7 in the evening. And then, of course, Friday inspiration on Friday night at 7:30. So I hope that you all will join me then, and let's have some fun together. Then Saturday, I'm going to be doing my Saturday sentiments. I'm going to probably do it live in the morning, probably about 10 in the morning. I don't know, that's early, but I have two things that day. I'm going to be watching my son's game at noon, and because I can't go to it, I got a performance. They're going to be playing down at ECU, but I'm going to watch it. And then I have a performance with Soul Expressions, the wedding band I play with. That's going to be later in the afternoon, and I got to get ready for church the next day and so on. So I'm going to just do my Saturday sentiments early in the morning. And I hope that you all will check them out, because I work hard on this stuff. So, and let me know what you're thinking about the things that I put out there, because it's all with you all in mind. All right. So, thank you guys for watching. I know that, understandably, a lot of folks are focused on the election tonight, and that's fine. I'm going to go focus on it in a little while myself. But like I said, regardless of how this thing goes down, I'm going to stay on my grind, and I hope that you will too. And don't lose heart regardless, because there is one who is in control, come what may, from day to day. You know what I mean? So remember to do something not only for yourself, but somebody else. And together we'll make the world a better place. All right? So thank you for tuning in to my second Tuesday talk. Special thanks to Dr. Kim for swinging by. And we'll talk to you all soon. Okay? All right. God bless.